Hello to the members of the Aunty Donna Club. Welcome to another one of our exclusive podcasts, which I have now decided is called Behind the Paywall. No, I don't like that. It's never to be called that again. Today we're joined by a very special guest.
This is the first one we've recorded, so if it sounds weird, it's because it's the first one we've recorded.
Yeah. We recorded this one first, even though it's coming out maybe 2-3 weeks after. It's the first one we've recorded. So sometimes we might go, oh, what's this? And then we'll decide on something that has already been established for 2 or 3 weeks. So if that happens, if we have a name for this and now I've not known the name, why is that, Broden?
Is it because it's the first one we've recorded?
What about that's just for clarity. If anyone's unclear as to why that's happened.
What about Can I just say?
Did you want?
Yeah.
Can I just say it's wonderful to be in a world where I can talk about my Netflix show, which I haven't been able to do for 18 months.
Isn't it fucking sick? I'm so excited about that. Well, I mean, we have another little peek is we've recorded this before we are actually allowed to talk about it, but it is. I've been looking forward to this day for so long, where we can finally.
It's strange that this is the first time. It feels a little off.
Yeah,
I did it on Wax Quizzical for Kyron Wheatley.
Oh, you talked about it on Wax Quizzical?
Because I was like, when's this being released? And he's like, whenever you want. You can say a few things. I was like, watch our Netflix show. So I think we should probably hit 1 million views now because I mentioned it on Wax Quizzical.
On Wax Quizzical with Kyron Wheatley, a wonderful podcast. But it is so fucking exciting. It is so fucking exciting to finally be able to talk about this shit and not have people who already know about it because they found out about it because there was a small leak keep hinting it towards us when I'm online and not being allowed to address it.
Mark, as you express all this joy and you talk to the excitement of finally being able to announce, I deeply regret the decision to record episode 4 or 5 first.
That's okay.
Because there's just a beautiful energy of release and it's late.
It's a little...
whatever. What are you going to do?
Have you thought about calling this a peek behind the process? I thought that could be a fun name.
I don't care for that name at all. It's a hard no from me.
Okay.
But I'll tell you an idea I like.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear one I like?
Yeah.
A little peek behind the process.
Oh, that's very similar to what I just said.
But little, I think, helps.
What about pissing on the protest?
Oh.
I mean, process.
Oh, pissing on the protest has alt-right connotations,
it does.
And I worry.
What about
pissing on the Trump protesters?
Then it's quite. Then you're going a little bit the other way, aren't you?
And it's a little classist, I would argue. It's a little classist.
Peek behind the pisses.
Piss behind the pisses.
Yes.
Peek at the people pissing behind the pisses. Peaky pisses.
Pissing behind
Peaky
the pisses.
Blinders.
And on piss, Peaky Blinders. Okay,
I like
let's lock
that.
it in. It's
I
Peaky
like
Blinders.
that. That's
Peaky
got a
Blinders.
sound of familiarity to it. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I've heard that before. Right.
Okay. Well,
But I don't think that's a
what if
reason
we
not
just
to call
twist-
it that.
Well, I do
What about
think
The Sopranos?
that's an issue.
That's definitely the
Okay.
name of the show. Much more established than Peaky Blinders.
What about the Little Peaky Blinders?
What about Peek behind the Peaky Blinders? Little.
A little peek behind the Little Peaky Blinders, The Sopranos. The Sopranos is like a
I
subtitle.
love that.
What about the Many Saints of Newark?
Oh, I didn't think I could be moved on that last one, but I like the Many Saints of Newark now. I think I'm on that. I can't be moved on that. I want to lock that in.
What about the Little Many Saints of Little Newark?
I love that. I won't be moved on that. I reckon we lock that in.
Okay, let's lock it in.
That's the Sopranos movie coming out next year.
Oh, I like that. Let's lock that in. I won't be moved
Lock
on
what in?
that.
What about the new Sopranos movie coming out
that's
next
good.
year?
Lock that in. I think we'll be hard pressed to find something better than that. I feel pretty locked into that.
Okay,
You okay?
Let's lock it in. No, he's not. He's shaking his head no. He is not okay. we're joined by an esteemed guest. We're so excited. Usually we have our guests out in the big world. Usually we have them out in the sort of in front of the paywall, but we're really excited. They agreed to come behind the paywall. It's a very special guest, and we were so excited to have
Mr.
them on the
Genovese,
show.
his name is, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
And his name is, thank you,
Sorry.
Broden, for quickly texting Sam
Forgot
to
his
find
name.
out his name because none of us could remember. Welcome to the stage. Big round of applause. Let's make him feel welcome. Mr. Genovese.
Thank you very much for having me today. My name is Mr. Genovese, and I'm a representative of the World Anti-Doping Authority.
Mr. Genovese, I've just decided that the improv game here is that we're at sort of a convention. We're at a sporting convention at a convention hall, and we're in the not the planetarium. What are they called? Planarium.
The planetariums.
Planetarium. Do you know what they're called, Mr. Genovese?
You're talking about a plenary.
A plenary. It's about 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. It's day 3 of the conference. Mr. Genovese,
Yes.
there's been... would you like to tell the audience, I'm sure they know, there's 4 people here with little notepads and pens. They're all very hungover. Would you like to tell the audience a little bit about what it is you do and in the sporting community?
Absolutely.
This is a sporting conference.
I'll test that piss. I'll test that piss real good. I'll test it at night. I'll test it in the light. I'll test it on a beach. I'll test it if you beseech. I am Mr. Genovese, and I drink piss.
Yeah, you love drinking piss. That's what I remember about your character from the show. Now, when we brought you in to work on Aunty Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun, of course now streaming on Netflix, all 6 episodes, first season.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert, there's 6 episodes, and Broden Kelly's character... Well, sorry, I don't know if that's too much of a peaky
Well, I don't
blinders.
know what that means.
Yeah, good.
I'm a fully formed character. that
Deep in
exists.
character. Good idea.
Not deep in character.
No.
I am a human.
Did we bring you on...
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler. Did we... Are you so deep in character?
No, I'm not in a character.
Right,
This would
okay.
be me doing a character. Oh, hello. But that's me doing
That's
a
you doing a character. But did you, Mr.
That's Mr. Genovese doing
Mr.
it.
Genovese, did you come on the set of a Netflix show and film something with the
No.
Aunty Donna guys? Yeah, right. Or did you just come to Mark and Zach's house and test them? So, right, okay.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. Mr. Genovese, I'm sure you came here to talk. I mean, we are at a plenary on day 3 of a conference about sporting and about sports and basically the organisation around it. It's not so much for the sports people, but the suits behind the scenes. I don't know if you've seen Moneyball, but it's for those people.
That's a good name of it for the
So it's for the Moneyball people. Mr. Genovese, I
what?
know that you wanted to... What's
Suits
this?
behind the scenes. That's what we're calling the podcast. Suits behind the scenes.
But to answer your question in more detail, Mark, and what paper are you from?
I'm from the Grage.
Great. Mark from the Grange. I exist in a world, in a fictional world. Do you understand?
You exist in the world where Aunty Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun is not a show,
real.
Yes.
but is a real...
That's right.
That's fucked. I just needed clarity on that, but that's fucked, and that's
I just
great,
had a sketch
and that's
idea.
great.
I just want to write down
What's
my
your sketch idea? Is it about Mark working for the Grage?
No, it's not about Mark working for the Grage, and I don't think it's fair. This is Mr. Genovese's 20 minutes to shine. I don't think it's fair me pitching my idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quietly write it down. Very quietly, subtly write it down. You won't even know I've written it down because you two will continue the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't think it was...
I'm just going to subtly write that idea down.
I mean, like, maybe we should talk about the little fucking beret you decided to wear to work today, because that's been very distracting for me. At the very
I'm
least.
French.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I'm so sorry.
I believe that both of you are wearing filters. So you've got a pirate filter on and you're trying to hide the pirate hat in your
no,
video.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
And Zach is wearing a beret that is, at the moment, tiny and sitting on his forehead. That's what now it's big, now it's small. That's what I believe. But listen, do you guys want to talk about all the different piss I drink?
I would love to know when you're drinking a piss, you're looking at a piss. Now, sometimes in piss, there's other things other than just piss. Also, piss comes in lots of different colours. You got your...
what kind of extra things can be in piss?
Blood.
Yeah, I knew that was the initial. That was the one obvious. That was the obvious one.
Blood in piss is a big thing. You don't want to be drinking that. I guess I was gonna ask, what's your favourite type of piss when it comes to colour and vintage? I guess. Are you liking that piss of a well-hydrated person that looks like basically water, but surely is still piss and tastes like piss? Well, I guess my question is, Mr. Genovese, is white piss, Veezy?
Please respect my heritage.
All right, Genovese, is white piss that looks like water from a well-hydrated person, does that taste more like piss or the same like piss as someone who hasn't been hydrated? Please, the floor is yours.
I have some follow-up questions to that before, but please answer, and then I do have a follow-up question.
To answer that question, I would say, do you feel, Mark, when you wake up, do you feel like a filter coffee, like a Mocha Master filter coffee with beautiful Supreme coffee in it?
Every day.
And maybe you're out with your father at another time, and you...
Charlie?
And you feel maybe like a macchiato or a long black.
I know latte for me, please.
So we're talking about the difference between a espresso coffee and a filter coffee.
All the myriad of different coffees you can have. You can have an iced latte. You can have an iced. You can have.
Are we in?
Would you say? Sorry, Mark. I did have a follow-up question.
One at a time. I will field all of your questions, one at a time.
So my follow-up question, Mr. Genovese, I was going to go with sort of a wine analogy, but I think the coffee analogy works fantastically.
I'm not a big drinker, except of piss.
Of piss, absolutely. So with coffee, for example, an espresso coffee calls for a different bean than a filter coffee or a drip coffee. The best of each calls for a different bean. Would you say that for a yellow piss versus a clear piss, or I don't know how you define the two, but a clear piss versus a yellow piss, what goes into a good clear piss? What goes into a good yellow piss?
Well, anyone with a healthy diet is going to have delicious piss.
Really, the diet makes a difference, not just what they're drinking, not the liquids?
If you're just sitting around all day eating Cheetos, then your piss is going to taste like cheese.
Really? Is that really? Are you sure about that?
Asparagus is the obvious one. That if you eat asparagus, your piss tastes like it smells
and
like asparagus.
You cum too, apparently. Why is it asparagus that is specifically tailored towards dick tastes? Why is there no other...
Or vagina...
apparently, what about if I'm
urethra tastes?
Urethra tastes. What if I'm drinking lots of pineapple? Now, apparently that makes my cum taste all sticky and gooey and nice. But does that make my piss
gooey is not a taste, and sticky is not a taste.
Sticky date pud.
And nice is not really a taste either.
You got me.
So there's an issue there. The good food guide call.
I'll take 3 more questions. I'll be fielding 3 more questions.
I really don't feel like you've answered my question. You've said what makes good or
a healthy
bad
person.
Piss. Now I'm talking about the nuances of clear piss versus yellow piss.
Yeah.
If someone has said to you, I'm going to be cultivating a deep, rich yellow piss, I'm going to be avoiding water. What would you recommend they drink and eat versus someone who's drinking their, say, 3 litres of water a day and not sweating a great deal?
I would refer to my answer, which was a healthy diet.
All right. So, but I'm talking about the difference between those two kinds.
I'm not going to. I know what you want me to say, but I'm not going to say it. All right, I'm not going to be cornered by you. I've had enough of your paper. I've had enough of the way that you bully me.
Mark from the Great here.
That's fair.
I'm doing like a Lance Armstrong thing now.
Are you saying...
You are a bully.
Oh, have you drunk his piss?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be
what was that
fucking
like?
up after that.
Yeah, you would be, hey.
I liked it. I thought it was good piss.
That'd be like drinking the Monster Energy of pisses.
No, it just tasted like piss.
Yeah.
How long have you been drinking piss for?
Is this counted to the last two questions?
No. My question is going to be like celebs piss you've drunk, and I need to know the year you joined and started.
So this is an ancillary.
So I'm going to
question.
say, did you drink Kathy Freeman's piss? But that's irrelevant if you started in 2010. You know what I'm saying?
I started in 2000.
Did you drink Kathy Freeman's piss?
I started in October 2000 though.
Nuts.
Damn it.
So she'd already pissed in it for someone else.
My question is, are you trying to tell me, right? Now based on your knowledge of drinking piss, and I imagine you've drinking quite a lot, whose piss is going to taste better? A fully hydrated Mark, so clear piss Mark. You know me, I don't work out. I'm not particularly healthy. I try to watch what I eat, but, I'm not particularly healthy. So a fully hydrated Mark or a deep, dark yellow from The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. So the Rock hasn't drunk water for a little while. He's having one of those
He's just been to the gym.
Yeah,
He's
having one of those dark yellow piss days. Now,
You've
The Rock
put me in a
obviously
position where I have to actually answer this question. I don't want to drink either. Like,
Why don't you want... What do you mean? You love drinking piss. You're the piss drinker.
You're in character, man. It's all right.
Rocks. The Rocks.
That's it?
Because I would say, like, my preference would be
Making me
for
a bit
a
sick.
clearer piss. I'm
not feel very good.
My preference... See, for me, my preference, Mark's preference, I presume Broden's preference, I don't know where he went. My preference would be for the clearer piss, but that's because I don't like piss. So, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the, in the way that someone
piss.
will... Absolutely. So in the way that someone who doesn't eat a lot of cheese is going to prefer a brie over a blue cheese.
Yes.
For me, I just can't comprehend preferring a dense, darker piss. But if you're a piss aficionado...
Yeah.
I love piss.
And you're going for a darker piss, maybe Dwayne The Rock Johnson's, what sort of piss are you looking for?
Good, yummy piss.
What's the best piss?
Here's a question.
I was just going to say, you're making an affogato. What's the best piss to make that out of?
Well, I don't drink coffee.
No. No coffee.
okay.
No coffee.
No coffee.
Piss and ice cream. Piss and ice cream. No coffee. It's a piss affogato. What's the best? How does that work? How does that work? No, answer the question. How does it work?
How would you do
How does it work? How would you do that?
Would you heat up?
I guess you piss in a glass. Then you get some ice cream and some crunchy, some violet crumble.
All right, that's weird. That's a bit fancy.
You never had an avocado with crunchy?
That's a bit of a Docklands affogato.
Yeah, that's very. I grew up in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. Affogato.
You never.
I get my fucking affogatos from Degani. You fucking.
That's a bit of a how can we charge $27 for this?
Well, that's what an affogato is. An affogato is bullshit.
My question.
You would put violet crumble in an. You've never had violet crumble in an affogato.
I have never.
No, that sounds yum.
Yeah. But never have I seen that on a menu. At most,
it'd be called an affogato.
At most, I've seen it with a shot of Frangelico. I've never seen it with a fucking violet.
A shot of Bailey's, maybe
some Kahlua.
What are you just ice cream and coffee? Is that what it is?
Ice cream and coffee is an affogato. Yes,
and some
traditionally.
crunchy if you want. It's just I've never.
The crunchy is. I'm sorry. I'm putting the brakes on this conversation. The crunchy or violet crumble and affogato is not something I have ever seen done in modern society. I've never seen it in a fucking restaurant or a cafe. It's never been an optional extra. Yeah, but you're drinking piss, so God knows what the fuck's going on with you and what you and the places you're going.
Yeah, you're a cunt.
Like, you're a fucking lost cunt. You're sucking piss out of people's fucking
It's
genitals.
true. I love drinking piss.
Look, this interview is approaching its end. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you have time for one more question?
One more, and then I will field one more question,
simple
and I have to
question.
get back to testing and drinking piss.
All right, Mark, do you mind? I do have a quick, simple
Please.
question for him. Do you mind if I? So my question is like, like lightweights, like jockeys or like bodybuild, like boxers and stuff. How they have to weigh in, and sometimes like in the run up to the weigh-in, so they get under the weight. They don't drink any water, so they're really lightweight. But obviously they have a pretty healthy diet, but they haven't eaten or drunk much in that time. What's their piss like?
This is good.
Like just before they weigh in,
It's
you know
real
what
good.
I'm saying?
Really good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
And can I get the character's answer? Not Broden. Broden loves piss.
No, he doesn't.
Well, Mr. Genovese, thank you so much for
Hey,
being...
absolute pleasure, and congrats on the series. I must
Thanks
say.
so much, and thanks for being
Thank
a
you.
part
Even
of
though
it.
I'm not in a world,
You're
I don't
not in
understand
a world
what a
where we have the
series is.
series. This
Yeah.
is why it's confusing. It's why I tried to establish this at the start.
This is the sketch I wrote down. It's this.
Oh,
sort
that's
of
that
realm.
sort of riff. That's great.
I'll
It's a
tell you
good
about
idea.
it later. It really excites me. I don't. It's one of those ones that'll never get. It's too intellect. It won't get past the thing, but I love it.
I can't wait to shoot it down.
Yeah. All right, Mr.
An absolute
Genovese,
pleasure.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hooroo.
Worries.
Ta-da.
Hooroo.